Hello nerds, today is Wednesday, March 6th, 2019, that means it's time for the 65th game of the Meditation Games. Today's game was made by Lucas Molina and Camila Perez, or Perez. They've left quite a short blurb for us, so I'll read that out for you now. There is nothing to do, everything is always in its place. Mind, like empty space, has no concreteness. I think that's what that word says. To see whether or not this is so, my fortunate children, look directly at your mind in the manner of not watching anything. Let go completely, and then you will know. Flight of Garuda, Shabkar, Sodruk, Rangdrol. I've pronounced those wrong, I don't doubt. I don't know what those are. So, I know Garuda is The Flight of the Garuda, I assume, is a story. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's have a look. Let's play. Ooh, that's pretty. Okie dokie. So we have a tree. Leaves are slowly turning green and then red. And then autumn falling. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Is it every? Yeah. No. Every time the leaf comes off, there's a note. Do I interact with anything, or do I just watch? Oh, I can knock things off. Okay, they seem to play a consistent note. And I don't know what... Okay, I don't know what influences the note that these things play. They seem to play usually the same note. Yeah, I'm not sure what the different notes mean. But we're quickly running out of leaves. I can't see at least if I am influencing the note that's played, I'm not sure how I'm doing it. Is it the part of the leaf you click on? I don't know. I'm going to assume not. Can't even reliably click on them. No, it's not depending on which half you click. I don't know what influences it. I don't know if this actually ends or if this just keeps going. I'm going to assume that's everything. Let's run it one more time. It's very pretty though. I can't believe it's taken me this long to notice. It should have been obvious. The leaves on the floor stay the same colour, so I was knocking like green ones off before, so there was the odd green leaf stuck in there and a few blue leaves and whatever. But I've just been letting all these drop, and obviously they're all going to be brown. So that was today's meditation. I've done a bit of reading to try and understand what any of it is, and I came across this on Lucas's Twitter, and it was alternative text for the blurb at the beginning, and I think it's very interesting. I think it helps make a lot more sense as to what this is about. Praise and blame, gain and loss, pleasure and sorrow, come and go like the wind. To be happy, rest like a great tree in the midst of them all. Now, although it sort of gives me a better idea of what the message is, it's not something that I entirely understand, and I'm okay with that. I feel that's acceptable. These things, Buddhism in general tends to be about mindfulness, awareness, and it takes a lot of understanding, a lot of contemplation, a lot of learning, and a lot of will, from what I can tell, to carry it through. I've always felt like it's been a very interesting set of teachings. Is it right to call Buddhism a religion? I don't know if that's what it classes itself as, I don't know. But anyway, about the people who made today's game. So, Lucas Molina is an indie dev from Brazil. He's made a handful of games, and he's currently working on one which looks really interesting. Or, looks really interesting to me, anyway, because I love history. I've got quite a big soft spot for ancient Rome as well, and he's making a game that is based on that. He's making a game called Historia Realis, or something like that, Roma. So, Historia Realis seems to be a series of games that he plans to make, presumably covering different time periods. And this one is Roma, based on Rome. From what I can tell, it seems to be like a Roman it says here, actually. Historically accurate Roman political simulator. Now, if you know anything about Roman politics, you already know that this actually sounds really interesting. But if you don't, Roman politics is really interesting, especially the idea of playing as an individual in Roman politics. I don't know if it's really been done much in games before. There's a taste of it in Rome Total War, but it's just scratching the surface. I'm trying to think of anything that's got some really good examples of what Roman politics was like. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm trying to think how I came across it. I really can't remember. Oh well. But it's really cool. It's something I would have hated to have lived through, and to be fair, it's not too dissimilar to what we're kind of living through today in some regards, but being able to look back on it in terms of history context, and the idea of being able to make a game and play a game based on this, yeah, really fascinating. It's full of all of the nasty stuff that people tend to enjoy in these sorts of things. There's sort of deal making, bribery, like spying, espionage, assassination. There's all kinds of horrible, insane things that went on in Roman politics, and if this covers all of that, that actually will be really cool. It's something that I would definitely play. If this game sounds interesting, I will leave a link below to Lucas's Twitter, and also to the Patreon page, where you can actually support the game's development. And if you support the game's development over a certain tier, you get access to Lucas's other games that he's created. I do not have that much money, but I will see what I can donate, even if it's just $1 a month. I will try and do that. I'll also leave a link below to Lucas's portfolio page, where there's quite a few games on there, actually, and some of them look right up my street as well. They're sort of small, pixel arty games, and I love those. Quite a few of his games seem to be orientated around history. That seems to be a bigger love of his, so that's really cool. One of them's called Painters Guild, which is another simulation game. You run an art guild, but it's set in Renaissance Italy. So, like I say, history seems to be absolutely Lucas's thing. Oh, he used to be a history teacher. I guess that explains the interest in history. And of course, this meditation was also made by Camila Perez. However, I just can't find a portfolio page or anything that they've particularly done. All I know is that Camila does a lot of art, and there's some bloody good art in there as well. I'm just going to assume that she helps Lucas with the graphics in his games, but that is an incredibly unfounded assumption. I've got nothing to really base that on, other than making this game together, and what seems to be her particular interest in art. But I don't know. Either way, Camila does still have a Twitter, so I will leave a link below to that. Hopefully, we'll find something, or she'll share something that gives us a better idea of what kind of thing she works on. So a huge thank you to both Lucas and to Camila for making today's meditation, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.